This guy's aim in life is to graduate people and take them along the stepping stones of life. And I guess his target audience is somebody that's never traded in their life, or somebody who's traded and felt like, well, if they're losing money, anybody that's lost money trading, their next thought would be, I should probably learn more or stop doing it, or maybe I'm not good at it. Or if they made money and then lost money, they go, well, I was just lucky that one time and I got unlucky. And what do you attribute your winning and losing from? And why you even trading in the first place is typically to make money from very little money if you've got leverage. I'm only speaking to leverage traders, I suppose, people that trade with a couple grand or 20 grand or 2 grand in an account, and they want to flip the account. They want to make 2 grand a month with 2 grand. Because if you're trying to make 10 grand a month, you're probably going to need maybe 50 grand so you don't blow up the account. Now, I think that if you're making 100 grand a month, or the guy that want to make 6 grand a day or something, you're going to have a fat account, because you're going to lose about 10 grand one day and make 6 grand the next day. If you're kind of a half-assed trader, right? So if you're just kind of somewhat good at it, but you might make 80 grand at the end of the month. So you might go, oh, I made 10 grand, I made 13, I lost 5, I made 14, I made 22, I lost. And so I don't think you can have a perfect win rate, especially if you're trading. So now welcome back to size all over again, size. Because if you've got, you're trying to make 20 grand a month and you've got 100 grand in the account, you always have to ask yourself, why am I trading? If I've got 100 grand right now, am I greedy? Do I want to make more money? So I can buy more stuff I don't need? So I could drive my Porsche with coronavirus while I'm spitting up blood. I don't know. There's a balance point between everything. And I guess this no-nonsense guy is saying that here's what you should do. The cutest thing in this world is, he says here, making the most of a bear market. Well, if you studied Bill Williams, who's a very objective guy on the market, he would say to you there's no such thing as overbought or oversold, and he's probably going to say there's no such thing as a bull and bear market. Because if you're good at counter-trend trading, supposed trend, which in actuality is reversal trading or range trading, if you're good at that and nothing else matters, it's kind of like you own a shop and you make these the N95 mask, and you're like, I can't wait till there's a pandemic. We're going to cash in. But now you've been making them your whole life, and you've been making money making them, selling them to other industries. And that's how trading really is in essence. It's just the boring, like unless you're going to load the wagon on one day 3 years from now, you got the fibs, you got the Gartleys, it's all trajected out. Even includes holidays and Secretary's Day. And you're like, dude, this trade, this moment. And you've even got some type of religious connection. You've channeled this through, what's her name? Xanthra, whatever his name is. That chick that was channeling. So, Jay-Z Knight. Look up Jay-Z Knight if you want to see something that's not quite like No Nonsense Guy, but close. I don't get this guy's angle, but he's trying to help people, steer them in the right direction. Well, you're doing risky stuff like trading Forex all by yourself without an indicator? Son, get away from that terminal. What did I tell you about trading without indicators? And there's a lot of them. This guy's like, he's into like, have you seen this outfit? It's the same girl. You're just putting different clothes on her. She's still a complete brat. no matter what you do. Well, they say she looks so good. She looked good in like a Omar the Tent Maker made it a close. I don't know. So you can put all the indicators on there to soothe and take the pain away from trading and the risk and the scariness of it all. Oh my. It is scary, especially if you're going, I mean, I think there's a lot on your shoulders too. And there's a guy out there that has the no nonsense trading thing, and he's like showing, it's so cute because people will get a room all dialed up, put up screens up on the wall, charts, and they'll get out their pencil. I did that when I was like 5 years old. I think I told the story where I had all these books and I couldn't read worth shit. And my friends came over and they go, "What's with all the books?" I go, "Cut it out. Like, don't you know who I am?" They're like, "You can't read that shit." I go, "Get the fuck out of here. How dare you bust me the fact that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about." And when it comes to MT4 code, I really have no clue. I mean, I just, let me try this, let me try that. So that is something I don't have the patience to learn the core code and I've tried. God damn it, I've tried. I've watched the MT4 instruction guy, and I'm like, God, I'm with you so far. Missed one. And then I had the code pasted, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna, no, too many errors. Oh well. See ya. Go back to script assisted trading. But I am running these robots. I'm just running a basic robot right now on 3 instruments. It's just like a 10 pip stop, 20 to make 50 pips. The ATR thing that I run yesterday. So I'm just kind of watching this guy for the second time. He's going to go to the charts, which is pretty fucking amazing for this guy. He must have he's really outside of his element here. He's going to go to the chart. And it's just so cute how he immediately tells you, like, dude, this is not a support line. Don't even talk to me about it. I'm like, well, you know, every line's a support line below you in some regard. But the thing with this guy is so binary. You're either long, you're short. I mean, although he does say diversify and go these different instruments, but to make it, okay, we'll just go for the video here. It's so curious. I'm so curious to see how this guy, because he reminds me of like Menudo, where they have a script to play this music, and like he won't break into he won't say, okay, he does say psychology. He should actually just teach trading psychology, because this indicator thing has just really got people down this backtest highway, and you can see from what just happened in the market, some of the biggest moves in history ever on markets. Palladium makes a historical high that it's $2,000 almost past its normal trading. Gold's cheaper than platinum. I mean, the world's upside down compared to what we normally see in these markets. It's completely inverted. Come on, no
moves by our government that have done irreparable damage to this economy. Things that nobody has ever done in the past. Or if they have, it hasn't been anywhere near this degree.
Not true. Go back to when if you study the 1920s, the crash, the 30s, Citibank guy went down on the trading floor. He just started buying stock after stock. It still crashed. So big money ain't going to save it. The crowd, the mob, there is not this conspiracy. This guy's a conspiratorialist.
And I think we're going to be paying for it for a very, very long time.
We paid for the Spanish-American War. They just took it off the bill like 3 years ago, your phone bill. It was the excise tax. You can look it up, the Spanish-American War.
So I don't think...
So this is the thing. This guy's complete... I guess this is the appeal, that he's just another goober. Goobers following goobers. And then he's talking, I don't know if we're going to... I think I already passed over it, where he's saying, you should follow this guy, you should follow Peter Schiff, and you should follow this... Follow this guy from Peak Prosperity. It's just another one of these fucking guys like Bull Pony. Do you know who Bull Pony is? All these people. Yeah. Okay. Peter Schiff's right. Like a stop clock. He's wrong about Bitcoin all day long.
Think just sit there and buy and hold forever in this environment is the move. And a lot of people don't realize this. Most of your accounts are on margin anyway. So many people have already gotten margin called, which means
some of your accounts are on margin. Hopefully you know that when you're trading.
Means they don't get to hold on to those positions. They have to get rid of them. So they don't get to hang around and see how this story ends.
They do if they're not in big. And what if they actually are buying this dip? Wow, what a bounce, huh? 30% bounce, not a bad trade.
They are forced to suffer because their financial manager has no real plan in place when things get really bad. They usually just try to absorb it. Well, what if things got really bad to where you couldn't absorb it? Or why do you have to absorb it? Why do you, the client, have to suffer through this bear market? You don't have to. You never.
So apparently speaking to clients, not traders, he's speaking to people that have never taken charge of their own money. So everybody reaches this point where you realize that you have a better idea where the market's going than your broker. And you say, I'm just going to trade my own account. And then if you lose, you go, you know what? My broker's doing better. I'm going to put my money back there. So everybody's in a different camp here. Some people are they're just going to trade their own money. They're 20 years old. There's some people who are like, I'm just sick of getting beat up. The market calls my broker's making because I told him I want to get out of these stocks. As we're coming into, I'm just saying that I'm sure there's people that when this thing was going up, they're like, God, I'm getting kind of nervous. It's kind of high. I mean, it's a long way down from here. And people that were taking stuff off the table along the way, they're glad they got out before the crash. And if they know how to buy back into it, they almost like range traders, they're gonna sell the top and buy the bottom.
Never had to, but these are the rules that these people play by. And I guess while I'm on the subject, and this is something, man, I would have loved to have brought up earlier, but I just didn't know what it was called. And I want to address it now. So hopefully now and forever, I don't have to deal with this type of argument ever again. I know I'm going to. But I think it's a good time to bring up something called the Naxalt fallacy. Because I know a lot of people during my little rant about financial managers.
The Naxalt fallacy. Here we go with another.
Even though I know there are good ones. We're getting upset. Now, the Naxalt fallacy goes like this. It stands for not all X, whatever you want X to be, are like that. So when I talk...
Oh, God. Really? You just discovered that?
About things like this. Unless I'm talking about the Forex trading system that we put together.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must speed this up because this guy at about a 1.5 is... I just can't handle these... I don't have the patience for this guy's dramatic pause. All right.
Is very rules-based and very definitive, and there are no exceptions. On almost literally everything else, there are exceptions. When I'm talking about things, if you look at this bell curve, I'm talking about the vast, vast majority. So if people are out there and they're saying, well, I have a financial manager who doesn't do that, and they want to name somebody who's way over here, or just, I use the CCI and I have success with it, or if you just bought Bitcoin when it was at 300, you know these people, all right? Just because you can name something on one of these extreme ends of the bell curve does not mean that this right here, the thing that I am talking about, does not exist and is not true. Here at No Nonsense Forex, we always try to put the odds in our favor. And you can't do that if you act like all these...
Here at No Nonsense Forex. While you're here, people, why don't you don't forget to tip your waitress here at No Nonsense Forex. It's a Corona-free restaurant. Have a seat. We'll be with you in a minute. Like to look at our appetizers? We got some Ebola. A little West Nile. How would you like a side of mad cow?
These little outlying arguments are actually legitimate. They're not. So shout out to all.
Yeah, so if you're one of those dumb shits that bought Bitcoin at about $20 and sold at $20, 100,000. Get out of here. Doesn't matter. I'm interested in being one of these goobers in the middle of the bell curve.
All the financial managers out there that are actually protecting their clients' money and making smart.
Protecting their clients' money. Here at No Nonsense Forex, we don't risk our money. That's when they kicked me out of the No Nonsense Discord. When I was like, dude, live a little. Hey, we haven't lost any money here. You haven't even fucking made any money here. I know, but we haven't lost, so get out of here.
Moves, offensive and defensive. But I think they're in a minority, and I think we are going to see just how big of a minority that is after this whole thing shakes out. But look.
After this whole thing shakes out. As if he's taking a position. It's just incredible.
I don't recommend you give your money to any of these guys.
I'd say this guy's about, I think he's like 45 years old.
Because let me offer an alternative. For one, stop paying people to underperform. That's stupid. You're just being lazy. Take control of your own finances. Money affects everybody.
That is true. God damn it, people. And don't listen to this fucking hack either, or even me. Just go trade your own shit. Because it's got to feel to your core that you're totally on board with what you're doing. And you're gonna change. You're not going to be the same anything you are today. Every day, you're getting older. You know more. Look at this fake. It's not. People are dying from this virus, but look at how the market bounced, and already it's boring me. Like Trump just was on the TV with his parade of CEOs bragging about their products, how we're going to save the fuck. It's just a classic American story. It's over. The spike's over. This hard to trade a bear market, dude. This is flash crash territory. Nothing sells off like that fast without like going, hey, you know what? I think we just took out the weak hands, as they say. Let's shake them out.
There is no excuse, all right? Grab a hold of this. Do the things you need to do. It's going to suck at first, but you have no choice. You have people to...
So I guess this guy is like the Jordan Peterson of trading. Stand up, straighten your back. Or Biden, come on, let's do some push-ups. Do some Biden push-ups and, take control of your life, man. Yeah, grow up. Stop sending your money to Payne Weber or some dumb shit in an office suit. I did it. I was guilty. I walked into the office with it even had perfume in the carpet. Like, I was like, damn, fucking place. These people must know what they're doing. It smells good in here. It looks good in here. And the guy's talking to me like, just as slick as could be. It was just completely articulate. Yes, sir. We can take care of right this way, sir. Would you like some coffee?
Depending on you to make the best decision possible, especially when it comes to money. All right. And doing this is not the best decision. Guess what? You can actually win no matter what's going on out there. If the market's going up, you can make a lot of money, of course. When it's going down, you can make a lot of money too. When it's not doing anything, it's a little harder to make money, but it's still very, very possible.
And these are all true things. You can do that.
Yeah, and the trick really is
But I don't know if you can do it with a so-called algorithm where you took indicators and you got the scannerator out and you're like, okay, well, no trades today. We're not losing any money.
Are losing money to not lose that much. People are afraid of losing. As long as you're not losing that much, you're fine. It's crazy to think. Most people don't understand this and they will resent you for it, but that's fine. That is not your problem. Things like this are going to happen anyway.
It's true. People really, if you're day trading and making money, people are like, oh, it's people like you that makes the market go down and ruins all the investors' money. No, I don't think so, especially if I'm trading in a bucket shop and it's just like, it's going in a circle.
Choice to make. There's a right choice and a wrong choice. You can make the right one, and you can rake in money when things are bad. It's almost easier to do. Like, especially in Forex. We're getting so much liquidity into our market right now because people are freaking out and taking their money out.
Well, liquidity, Jesus Christ. I've never had a fill not go through. How many trillions go through? What you got? You got a pending, you got a market order that hasn't filled in like 3 minutes? I think you need a new broker.
Out of equities and putting it into cash. And this is why I think it's going to be like this for a long time. What we, as Forex traders, suffered through for the last 2 years was a complete anomaly.
No, you suffered through it because you don't know how to trade small ranges. He's waiting for his ATRs to kick up and give him the glorious results he had with the algorithm. It's kind of like the guy that's waiting for a storm so he can drive his low-profile Lotus Esprit that's never going to get any gust of wind that's going to ruin the, it's most low-profile aerodynamic thing you can drive, I think. Okay, maybe the Elon Musk car.
Just like the rise in the stock market was an absolute anomaly and should not have even happened. We will go to the chart soon, and I will explain.
And this is the sticking point. He was doing so well up to this point. So he claims he's a technical trader, but he's going to he's going to try to fundamentally explain what happened and why. It's just not, that's not an authentic rally. Nah. It's kind of like the people that say dumb shit like, I went to these meetings years ago, before Alex Jones, 25 years ago, I was at these meetings, and we were like, yeah, this isn't real money, people. This is Federal Reserve notes. We call them ferns. And so the argument is that, these are Federal Reserve notes. They're not even real money. I go, you could send me that real money anytime that it starts to piss you off that you have Federal Reserve notes, that those are debt notes. You just send them to me. I think I'll be fine. Same thing in the stock market. You bought a stock. Your broker's willing to give you money. If it goes up in value, who gives a fuck if it's a fake rally?
But
see, this is where everything has to be just so for you to pull the trigger. And watching these guys in the Discord, it's like, holy shit. Well, can't trade today. Jobs report's coming out. Oh, I heard that the guy from New Zealand got a new mustache. Looks like Hitler. I'm not trading that currency.
It's going to be good for Forex traders. Forex is definitely a market you want to be in. So if you are not already, stay on this channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and learn how to do this. I'm going to put the beginner's video down below in the description so you know exactly where to start.
It's like a college course, people.
Austin, you can almost take it like a college course.
It's like it's like a college course. Community college.
This whole material is like a college course, condensed.
Did I say college course? God, man. Can I use this? Sir, you can't work at Dollar Tree. You flunked out of the no-nonsense college course.
So you can knock it out in a small fraction of the time. But let me tell you what I think is probably the best part about this. If making money on the way...
I keep feeling that I'm on a game show, and let me see behind door number 3, the way this guy is with this. I guess he was a DJ or something.
Way up and on the way down is not already great. What this allows you to do, I've been talking especially on Twitter about the great transfer of wealth that's coming.
The great transfer of wealth. I've been talking to, I hate to reveal all the stuff I know. I don't want the Bilderbergers to hear my video here, but, what is this, The Road to Ruda? What is the guy that wrote the book, The Road to Ruda or something? Oh man, you can do a deep dive. I'm not going to go to Q. I'm not at Q level because that is like fucking reading into your fortune cookie lucky numbers. Oh yeah, see this this looks like I think I smell a Euro trade here on my fortune cookie. Oh, you can't even get those anymore, son of a bitch. I'm going to get carry out just a whole bag of fortune cookies, please. I'll give you my address.
Up, and it's probably here already. Wealth is going to change hands tremendously from
to my hands, I hope. You mean I'll have some money?
Those who can't to those who can. No matter where your income level is right now, it's a
wow, cool. He's really inspirational. I don't know why you make fun of him. He's so inspirational. And his voice, I just tune in to hear his voice. He's so calming.
Great, very exciting opportunity.
Exciting. Well, that's one thing you never want in trading is excitement, because when you lose, you're going to blow your brains out.
If you can make money when things are going down, and I think they're going to go down for a while, and you can just keep making money and stockpiling and all that, when things finally...
And you will have to do that on margin and stocks, by the way.
Start to get good again. Not only will you be able to recognize when this is happening, you'll be able to come in and get a lot of things on the cheap. This is how rich people do it. When economic down...
This is how rich people do it. Oh, Tom Vu. I've already taken the Tom Vu course. Oh, man. It's just, let's not get our hopes up too much. Yeah, I know that Hydroxylaxa will cure your whooping cough. Remember when whooping cough was a problem?
Downturns happen. The middle class and the lower class lose a lot of money to the point where they don't have a whole lot of extra money to spend, while rich people still have some money. And so they take that money and they buy things that are incredibly undervalued when nobody...
I know, but did you buy Boeing at $100? I was trying to tell somebody that. I said, listen, man. So I told this girl, hey, just put a buy limit at 95, at 102, 139. She goes, you think it's going to go down again? It could retest. And if it doesn't, guess what? No risk. I don't know if I'd want to do that without do you have a Fibonacci tool I could borrow? See, the cute thing about people that never traded and don't know what a fib is, it's almost a curse to know. Like if you've read a trading book, you're kind of fucked in the head already on some level, because you're like, is this what rich people do? They read these fancy books and then they figure out what a Fibonacci is. Do I have to do that too? Well, it's a lot of work now. I don't want to break your heart, but you're going to have to get working on this and back test that 20 EMA. Now, get out there. I know, but Professor, no nonsense. It looks like the 20 EMA be making no sense here. Yeah, we have to wait for it to catch up, Si. Don't you know anything? Do you know how to wait? No, I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience to wait. So I'm just going to get in the market right now because I'm afraid of missing out. But I don't mind it because I'm in so small. I'm in peanuts. It doesn't matter.
Else is able to. Now, you don't have to be rich to do this, all right? You just have to know that this happens, and you have to prepare yourself for it. And when things are bad, you have to make sure you are not losing money as well. You are actually making money. That is what we do here, all right? And then once you do this, you just repeat the cycle.
Wow, that sounds so simple. Okay, when do I jump in? What do I buy? When do I buy? How much do I buy? And did I miss the bottom?
Benefit off the things you got when it was cheap, and you also benefit of all the things you got rid of when it was expensive. So if you can just do things this way, you will have a leg up on everybody, including rich people. Because rich people...
Thank God it's about time. Those fucking rich people
typically make money when it's good, and then just take all their money out and do nothing when it's bad. To where you are burning the candle at both ends. You're making money when it's good and when it's bad.
That's why I smoke crack, buddy.
You're not restricted by anything.
Yeah.
You can play the game this way.
I like to do some blow. I like to get like a Scarface amount of blow in front of me while smoking crack. Oh, I had to cut the smoking crack because, this SARS thing could really take me down. I'm trying to get some diabetes going on the side, though. I think I can get extra... bigger check every month from the government if I misbehave.
There are no rules against it. But somehow, the entire financial management industry wants to play things by a very restrictive, nonsensical set of rules.
But isn't that what you're doing? So here's what's so funny is that he's doing the same thing they're doing. Making the most of a bear market. What makes you think this is a bear? Well, it's down... because don't you know what Dow theory is? Dow theory. Well, let me guess. If a market's down more than 20% in the third quarter of the second eighth of the round handle of the, then it's a bear market, son. Now, don't you break that rule. What I tell you, you try to trade them spikes and catch a falling knife. You're breaking with tradition. We all know what a bear market is, and son, if you're not trading this from the short side, then you're a fool. Okay. Well, I'm going to back test a little bit more, and if they let me make a comment in the no nonsense, so these people were making comments in there when they kicked me out. I was like, people are making bullshit comments, and this is only for trade calls only. They got some Nazi fuck in there. The trade calls only. I'm like, and that would be like, bought New Zealand dollar. Okay, that's all you get to say. You can't say it bought New Zealand dollar But I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't have. Oh, this is not a place for emotional. Just get your trade call and get along here. Meanwhile, there's nobody fucking posting in that column. Are you so retarded? How do these people come moderators? There's nobody there. There's a comment every 3 days. Oh, hey, you can't say that here. What the fuck happened to you? That's your life, is policing the discord of no nonsense. Dude, at least go to the Ku Klux Klan Discord. Get a purpose.
And the client ends up paying for it. I am not okay with this, and you should not be okay with this either. And tell me, if you had the choice, and you do have the choice, would you rather do things this way? Or would you rather do things this way? I think it is such an easy choice. Problem is, like, most people don't know you can do this. Until they found this channel, they had no idea. They thought...
Yeah, no, we just didn't even fucking know we could trade our own accounts. Like, God damn it. Thank you, No Nonsense Forex. Thank you again. Oh, my God, I'm not worthy.
This was the only game. Even though it was heavily weighted against them, it was the only game out there. So they just have to do it that way. No, you do not. You get a choice, and the choice is easy. It's always been easy, but I think it's a lot.
Oh, thank God. It's so easy. It's so easy. Remember that song that some asshole wrote? It's so easy. I thought, dude, the hook, it's so easy. Go fuck yourself.
A lot more apparent right now. All of the contrarian voices I listen to via podcast or YouTube, they're getting a huge influx of listeners now. Now is the wrong time. It's actually an okay time because, like I said, plenty of opportunities ahead. We're not even a fraction of the way through this, in my opinion. But there's also a ton of people right now flooding into gold and silver, and the premiums have gone crazy, and you can't get it for the price it actually is because there's such a mad rush to get it, and supply is running out. This was the wrong time to buy your gold and silver. Now, but we're going to talk about gold and silver too. It's going to be a long-ass video. I hope my voice holds up. But let's go to the charts.
Dude, I've never heard your voice not hold up. Oh, my voice holds up.
And I want to kind of go over the genesis of how this whole thing happened, because let's pray it never happens this way again. But
oh my God, I wish it would. In fact, if it did, I already built my system around what just happened. Let's pray this never happens like this again. Now, this is going to reveal everything about what's in this guy's head, how he's visually impaired.
Let's be honest. As long as governments and greed and all of this stupidity in the financial world exists, we will...
greed and governments. And most people decided to have a government so that they could defend their rights, in court. And it has its flaws, some people have been executed, I'm sure, that are innocent. But it's better than nothing. It's better than Venezuela. I haven't heard about Venezuela lately. How are they doing? Are they looking at us going, dude, you guys, so scared. Like, if this happened in Venezuela, they'd be like, dude, does your dog have corona? Because I'm hungry.
We'll probably see this again, and I want you to be able to recognize it ahead of time.
We'll see it again.
So here we are at the S&P 500 weekly chart, zoomed out all the way to very late 2015. For those who are new, why am I on a demo account? Because I am on Awanda as we speak right now, and I don't use Awanda to trade, but I do use it to chart. So you might be asking too, why do you have a support line right there? That is not a support line. Chill out.
It's not a support line. Chill out. Wow. But I think people that are familiar with what this is what we call in simpleton trading the lonely wick here, right there. Damn, my tools are hiding underneath the thing here. My drawing tools. So I refer to this as it's a Williams fractal too. I'm guaranteed this is a Williams fractal right here. And so anything below that is really very ripe fruit to be picked. I'll go theater mode here so I can maybe I go full screen with my tools on top. So I'm fascinated by this guy's view of this narrative that he's going to ignore other things here. It's just perplexing, but the making of a bull market. Making the most of a bull market. You can really squeeze some dollars out of this thing. So that there is just an incredible bottom, isn't it? And if you look back here, I'm sure that people thought the end of the world was happening here. And why did it react like this? Because of this. So if you look to the left, just like this spike down takes out that low. Huge buyers. Liquidity, supply zone, demand zone. Same thing here. The real problem is that this is pretty much average craziness after weeks of nothing. Bam, bam, buying opportunities, bam, bam. It's just closing down. But certainly fractally speaking, you can see that this pattern is exactly the same as this pattern, is exactly the same as this one. This one's big, this one's baby. This pullback is the same as this pullback. The only difference is the amount of the pullback. And when you saw this, you could have sold into that and made money. Either with sell stops, which were stacking up. This was parabolic. Also the end of the year. See? October 2017. So broker window dressing, cash you out, buying pullbacks. When it comes down here, buyers come in. Huge. And selling above this. So once you got above this, so with this guy's brain, the way his is set, if I said, well, put a buy stop here and put a sell stop here, they fill you, you go long. I'm presupposing you didn't shit your pants here. You held it and you sold even here, you made money. If you sold at any one of these climaxes, you made money. This sell-off is just like this sell-off. If you know how to trade it, if you know what a sell-off looks like, this is really simple stuff. If you think you're going to protect yourself from white knuckles or like having to wear the pens, you're not, because the bigger you trade on these, and you're going to go underwater, if you're going to scale in, or if you're even going to buy it with a big wide stop, you got to take the pressure of being in a loss until it turns around. So it's really about, are you making money from, let's say, this move? Just here. Well, it was a good trade. And this is a trend trade, right? Is this a trend trade?
So
that would scare the shit out of me.
Here's what I want to talk about.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
I've had this argument with people, and I've had it a lot, like when the market was right kind of here.
Okay. I'm sure you had the argument over here, too.
And kind of right here, because I live in Las Vegas. Finance is not a huge topic. A very close friend of mine is a home trader who, like all home traders, think they know a ton about finance and really don't. So we have great conversations. And
I don't need to know about finance. I need to know about what my account, how I can make money from price fluctuations, be they bullish or bearish. This is a weekly chart, so I'm sure on the daily, this looked like a perfect place for a 34 exponential moving average selling here. You know, I mean, I'm sure anybody's seen a moving average can picture all the juicy setups that, look at this entry. And your brain's going to cherry pick that and go, look, but then if you agree with those rules set and you ask a robot to trade it, he's going to blow up the account. Unless he has dynamic sizing and he's going to adjust the robot, he's going to adjust based on the volatility and not get involved in trades that have a stupid ass criteria like, well, you know, my ATR is X and I've got this and we have a bullish day and we closed up and I've got confirmation. Can you think about how stupid confirmation is? Maybe one of your tickets is confirmation, but the whole ticket, your whole entry is on double confirmation with a little, girl coming out of the cake. I mean, you need all that? You can't just have a cake? Well, she's got to come out. She can't be ugly and all.
And then if I ever hear somebody talking about it when I'm out, I don't jump into conversations where I don't belong. But if it's finance,
I do.
Everybody who's talking finance is almost always in that same boat. Always long. It's the only world they know. And so, I'll ask some questions.
I'm jumping in every conversation. I don't ask questions. I start yelling at them.
Just to see where they're at. And then I offer my contrarian viewpoint, and I immediately get a scornful eye. And they're like, all right, well, guess what, you two boy.
And this is another thing. Contrarian to what? Contrarian to what? So we should be contrarians to his bear market and buy. This is the whole argument. So you can tell me all day like, well, the contrarians really got it right on this one. In this moment, as soon as everybody's in the long train, you'd be like, well, I guess I should have been contrarian for the contrarian. And the time frame matters. Contrarians are on the 5-minute chart. On the 1-hour charts, they're like, it's going the other way. They're both making money. He has this daily chart view, and he's on the weekly now. But he should go to the weekly and the monthly and see what's really going on.
Portfolio's been going up for the last 5 years, so scoreboard.
So his portfolio's been going up for the last 5 years. By how much? And if it is going up, then show us your trade, or say he is going to show the trades here. I just still don't get. I guess I can see why he has so many viewers. I guess he appeals to the guy that is his buddy that trades, that he claims doesn't know anything about finance. Well, don't you understand the fundamentals of the bond market? What's going on here? Son, if you don't know the fundamentals, you shouldn't be trading. I mean, it's just like, that's bullshit. It's like, if you don't know a major scale, you can't play the piano. I'm sure that there are people that play piano that blow your mind. They don't even know what Dorian mode is.
I would like to get those people in a room right now. But I always end up asking these people one question.
Getting all these people and round up them contrarian. Come here, you. Round up them goobers and cram some contrarian down their throat.
A question they can never answer. And so let me set it up first. Let me tell you what I have going on here. So as always, we stay politically agnostic here at No Nonsense Forex. We only care about politics if it has something to do with our money.
I think we know his politics.
And then we just need to pay attention to it so we know what to do.
I'm a victim.
That's as far as it goes here. Now, let's see. Trump took over, right about here? And you guys remember how big this candle was during the election? How big we thought it was, but now looking back on it. But so he takes over, and he immediately lowers the price of the United States dollar. He lowers the corporate tax, so businesses that were outsourcing come back home, and he got rid of a lot of regulations that were stifling a lot of businesses. Okay, great. All good moves. As a result, the economy went up. The economy went up because it was actually getting stronger. And I would say, in my opinion, right here, so kind of at that 2,300.
How do you explain this move then? Down here. These guys cherry pick this stuff, and they're going to try to cue this fundamentals. So how do you explain this move? This is order imbalance. This is a sell-off. Too far, too fast. Double bottom. Buyers come in. There's a void forming above. We fill it. That's a good move. So is this trade. They're all good trades. What was this? Oh, that's a Chinese deal there. Bullshit. This is like, there's nobody else to buy that thing. And there's all those stops stacking up, all the money management stops stacking up on that. This is the most narrow view of price, of a price chart. This guy has the most narrow view of a price chart.
Mark. The United States economy was as strong as it has ever been in the history of this entire chart you're looking at right now. This was really the high. Okay? The question I would ask people is, okay, so back in probably winter 2017, the S&P was sitting at about 2,300. What happened? What was the main thing?
So this is really the high. Don't look at this stuff here. That's all fake. What? And he understands finance? I don't think he understands supply and demand. Supply and demand does not exist.
That happened in this country to make the United States economy, the largest economy in the world, become almost 50% stronger.
Is that strength? It is in price. He's confusing prices of stocks with a strong economy. A strong economy is, which we have, because we're going to be coming back and just kicking everybody's ass because, dude, look at the numbers. They've tested 1 million people in this country, 150,000 cases, and only 3,000 people dead. Go look at Italy's numbers. This United States of America, they just moved a ship called the fucking Comfort up to New York to cure this whining bitch of a governor. Oh, we don't have enough ventilators. Dude, you got a fucking extra. Shut the fuck up. You're going to have somebody coming at your ass, just like when I went to the store the other day. There's so much fucking water, you can't get next to the water. Oh, I didn't see that coming. It's crazy. Look at that. And all the fucking goobers buying up toilet paper. To do what? What, are you shitting your pants that fucking bad? Oh, please, people.
In 2 years. It must have been something magnificent. It must have been something out of this world. I mean, did we discover oil for the first time in our country's history? Did we get rid of a communist regime? I mean, it must be something.
Okay, dumb shit. Let me spell it out for you what happened here, since he's too fucking stupid to understand how markets work. He just goes from here to here. Everything else is in it. Huh? Really? This is not a profound sell-off? Call it a correction. These are all corrections. You're climbing the wall of worry. Every time you get to this high, sellers come in. Boom. Take out this top, sellers come in. Boom. Sellers come in. And just like this move, that is this move. Get it? I think these are all-time new highs here. So these are record highs, never before seen in this market in the world. Once you take out 20,000. So what's so funny is that this is the top. This is support. So is this. But this has already been triggered. That trade's over. The market can't see this anymore. All it sees is this from a liquidity void, a void of being traded. Do you think you would buy the Dow Jones if it dropped to here? Oh, yeah. People with the banks, people with deep pockets, they come in and buy this shit. They're already gone. They're scalping out. This is the S&P, but I'm going to show the Dow Jones. Not much difference. The S&P is going to probably come back to here and people are going to cash out, and then it's probably going to go like sideways. Like it does all the time, see? But the way that unfolds, it's untradeable for you. If you have a super tight stop, yeah, you might say, oh, look, it did retrace to here. But it just ran too tight a stop and it's trading really big. And isn't that the problem? Money management and psychology? Having the indicators and this harebrained analysis, this guy. I would have never thought anybody could conceive that about the so-called trade. This guy's so-called, whether he makes money or not, it's not the point. It's his view of reality that's disturbing. I don't know. It's just too funny to watch this guy. Watching no nonsense, trying to chart.
Major. Did we win a world war? What happened to make the United States economy 50% stronger than it was?
Well, it could be the fact that when he deregulated it, this is called the fallout from deregulation is freedom. Hello. He's also framed the market with this. Now, if we just look at this part of the market, from here on, the volatility is brutal. And in a sense, this is kind of scary because it's cutting into uncharted water. The market has never been here. This guy's such an ass clown. Now we've established a trading range. This is the highs. This is the lows. Anything can happen in here now. And I guess that's what he's talking about. There's always money to be made. But boy, this triggers the goobers. They all come out of the woodwork on this one.
It's right here. Nobody had an answer because there was no answer. The economy.
I got tons of answers. This is not a representation of the economy. And when the market was going up, everybody knew that was just people, bidding it up. It corrected. I guess people are looking for this perfect pattern, but see these dojis here? That's the launching pad. In 2 weeks, you gave up what it took you 10 weeks to make. Does that look like a familiar pattern to you? Oh, weeks and weeks of work, all given up in 3 weeks of pullback. Huh, look familiar? Weeks and weeks of bidding, all given away in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Huh, that's crazy. Trust me, this is a brutal sell-off. 2 weeks of that, and then people bought here going, oh yeah, look what I bought. But then were they prepared for the retest? There are so many buys on limits that you could trail all the way down and never get filled. And if you did get filled, some of those are going to be amazing trades. It's how you adjust that stop and how you do all the work. It's like a real job. You can't just build an algo and throw it on and go scanning for trades. And then just think of the goofballs that were like, well, we had this neural net that was reading the headlines, and we didn't teach the neural net what Corona-19 meant, or it would have taken advantage of this trade.
The economy never got stronger, but the price went up. You're hearing me correctly. During this entire bull run, the United States economy.
Are you saying this is a bull run here? Are you saying this is a bull? Ain't no bull run, buddy. If you bought here on confirmation, your dumb shit confirmation, well, look, it made new highs, making higher highs, I bought. You're brilliant. Think of volatility first before you step into any of these markets. Because it's going to matter. You can't go trade the guppy like you trade the Swiss franc. Come on. Don't be stupid.
The economy did nothing but get weaker and weaker, and more fragile and more damaged. I started to suspect something was wrong right about here. I started finding those contrarian voices that made sense to me, and I started putting my defensive moves in place. I said no more buying and holding long on stocks. If I go long on stocks, it's because it's a swing trade, and that's it. The
old confirmation bias. I heard a bunch of contrarian stuff, and you've been swayed. I thought you were a technical analyst with a fucking algorithm. Oh, I heard voices. And why is he doing that? I thought this was no-nonsense trading. We only pay attention to our charts. Our scanners. And we're disciplined traders. We don't have a fear of missing out. Really?
My buy and hold long days are over. Even though, if I'm going to be wrong, I'm going to be wrong. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm playing defense. And so I was able to get ahead of it because I was proactive. All right. I want you guys to recognize these things in the future too and become proactive as well.
Just like me, proactive. Say, look, I got out in front of it. Missed the bullet. Can you do what I do? Holy shit.
So here's my rendition of how it all went down. Right here, not only was our economy, in my opinion, at its absolute strongest, we were also about 9 years past the very last recession. And 9 years between recessions is already a very, very long time.
fundamental bullshit that doesn't mean anything. That's just completely the most fundamental argument. That's just going to basically. What is the algo for then? Unbelievable.
And make no mistake, recessions are good. Recessions are
Make no mistake. Oh boy.
very necessary. You must take a step back so you can take 2 steps forward later. And you can if you do it right. That's why I don't think long term we're going to see this kind of prosperity again. You know, like I said, just a prediction. We'll see how it plays out. But guess who is at the helm?
Now he's claiming this is prosperity up here, where he just said this is not. This is a fake chart. This isn't even a real bull market. Well, which way is it? Well, I kind of like it if I'm in the market. I don't care if it's fake and it's going up like that.
Donald Trump. He's a money guy. He doesn't want a recession happening on his watch because his identity is so tied to money and prosperity and wealth. And he wanted that to reflect in the American economy. So most of the strength, I would say, most of the strength we have had up until now.
And that's a bad thing. Why do I think this guy's like in the Yang Gang? I think this guy's maybe a Marxist socialist. Well, Trump, he's a business guy. He wants everybody. But isn't that what you're? No, I wait tables in Vegas.
Now, it was organic. It was real. But to prevent a recession.
Organic and real. I only trade. I'm sorry. I know it's a bull market, but and I know you're making money, and I see your Ferrari, but it's just not an organic bull market for me. I'll pass. Let me know when you have. Do you have like a vegan bull market?
The government and the Fed had to start doing things.
Yeah, the Impossible market. The new Impossible Burger market.
That were artificial, that were synthetic. They had to, and this was going on before, but never to this degree.
Well, you can give me all the synthetic synthesizers in the world, and I'm like, dude, let's ride this bull. Let's ride this synthetic, fake, bull, greedy ass capitalist market. Let's do that.
They had to print money and artificially put it into the system, or else things were going to fall. And what they found is not only does putting fake money into the system make things not fall, it also makes things go up. And they're like, ooh, we like this. All of our cronies, all the super rich business owners.
Our cronies. This guy also comes from the malevolent universe theory that the world's out to get you and they tricked you again in this bull market. It's all fake.
Out there, they like this too. So we're really pleasing the right people. So they just
pleasing the right people, the Illuminati, the people that are pulling the strings, tricking you into a bull run.
Doing that, and things we thought were going to correct itself at first, but then we dumped even more money than we ever have before, and we just kept doing that. It's almost like
almost like he was hoping the market was going to go all the way down, like these libtards hoping that the virus keeps going.
If you're playing Monopoly with somebody and you're winning, but then they just take a bunch of money out of the till and put it back on their side, and now you're losing. And every time you're beating them and they start losing, they just keep doing that. Well, that's not fair and that's not real. There's nothing real life about.
It's just all these pullbacks. It's just like, well, they stop me out and it's just not real. What the fuck?
About that, but all the while, and you guys know
all the while. Some guy with a big cigar behind his desk. We tricked him again. Check out. We're gonna beat it up. Trigger all them goobers with them algorithms.
How I feel about this. I think every market is manipulated, not just Forex.
I knew it. Every market, son, they are gonna play with your emotions till you put that trade on. As soon as you get in, watch them stop you. I tell you every time. You need another indicator, son. They've already cracked the code on the last one you used. Oh shit, really?
Manipulated in different ways. But if you are one of the small handful of people.
I'm the chosen. I'm a chosen trader. I'm a small handful of traders out there. We go up against Goliath with our little pea shooter. Putting those peanut trades on.
In the world, who get to decide where the market actually.
In a world, a man goes up against The manipulators in a world.
Goes long term. If you're going to take it down, you're not going to benefit from that unless you can have a ton of liquidity to use along the way, which means you have to take that liquidity away from everybody who's going long. So you need as many people going long as possible before you do something like this.
See, that's how they trick you, see? Get everybody on that long train. This guy's got to be kidding with this. I know there's people that think like this. I know it. But how are you doing your other shit in life? Is that how you raise your kids? Well, I don't know my kid's going to be a drug addict, so I'm just going to give him the drugs right now. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm let the government like hook him in? Crack was invented by the government. Part of paperclip. No, I don't know.
In 2008, this was super easy because everybody was going long. And I've said this in previous videos. If you don't believe me, they made a movie called The Big Short talking about the 2008 recession. And it was a movie about the 5 people who actually had the money to make a difference that were actually going short the market when literally everybody else was long. And if you watch that movie, I think only 2 or 3 of them were actually short at the beginning. The rest of them had to be convinced. So it was a weird time, but it was a perfect storm to take that market down hard and for the powers that be to
Good. The powers that be. The big trader in the sky.
Make a bunch of money off of those people. This time around, it's different. You have a lot of social media. You have contrarian voices. You have people who actually, believe it or not, learned from 2008. And so you had a lot of people who are more defensive. And that whole everybody in the world except for 5 people.
And are they participating in the market at this point in time? You don't know that. Don't make any assumptions about anything. Just look at the volatility and ask yourself, is this too big of a bear or a bull to ride? Can I even ride it? Am I really a trend trader? Which means you're going to hold some fucking position with a wide stop. And hopefully you can move your stop to break even. Man, I'm telling you, trading is difficult with this approach. I mean, I think Don Quixote's probably doing better. Right? Puts up a fake chart and trades, comes trading at it.
People are going long scenario is never happening again. So you still have to find a way to create that euphoria that ends up making as many people go long as possible.
Yeah, we got to manipulate. So I called up my buddy at Citibank. By the way, I'm George Soros. And I said, dude, we got to can't you see what we got to do here? We got to get euphoria going. Looks like the bears are euphoric. How's that going to work out? Who's euphoric here? The bears. What are you serious? 4 weeks straight down.
So how do you do that? So look at this chart. During this fake, make-believe, bullshit bull market.
Boy, I wish I'm not a stock trader, but I wish it was in this fake bullshit bull market. That's what annoys me about this guy. I just figured it out. What he just said is so fucking retarded and so malevolent.
Anybody
that means bad
who even thought about going short lost. If you thought this was the move down because it made sense, recessions do. I mean, if you're paying attention, you know it's just a matter of time. It's supposed to happen.
If you're paying attention. My God, man.
Was this it? All right, well, maybe now I'll take my positions off or I'll go short. Nope. Big mistake there, guy. What about this? Ooh, we mean it this time. Ooh, we're making new lows. This is it. Nope.
Dude, the trade's over. Making new lows. This is not enough of a sell-off for your stupid ass. So you didn't like this sell-off. You didn't like this sell-off. What do you think the fucking market was going to go like this? This guy's a fucking asshole. That's it. You know what? Like Trump said, he tested positive for asshole. I'm sorry, John Kerry said it. Trump retweeted. This guy he tested positive for fucking doofus.
You lost your money, or you missed out. Things are going back up. Every possibility of a move down. Screwed.
Those weren't good enough sell-offs, dude? Oh my God, this weekly chart, you dumb shit. Go to the daily. Oh my God. You lose your mind. All this shit going on the daily on that. This is 5 times less data.
The people who were trying to go short. if you get screwed 5 or 6 times in a row, are you really going to try again?
You're not. Are you really going to try again? Yeah. I'm going to try again. Are you really going to try again? They tricked you again. Fuck you, no nonsense, and your dumb shit Discord. You can't come in here talking like that.
Probably not.
Probably not. You're not going to do it. Why wouldn't you? Let me make the bullish argument. I came in here and I bought here, and they stopped me out. Are you going to buy again? Well, I bought here, and then they stopped me out, and then I bought here, and they stopped me out, and then I bought here, and they stopped me out. Are you going to buy again? No, because I'm just going to watch it go up without me. Am I going to sell up there? Are you kidding me? We don't trade reversals. Anybody that's followed this guy, or even this kind of thinking, they deserve this is like, so it's got 20,000 views on this fucking thing. Yeah, you know what? These people deserve each other. Fucking idiots.
I tried going short, and I lost twice. I think it was here. I went short. Here I actually made a little bit, but not much. And then I think I did it again here, and I lost. But it didn't matter because this more than negates my losses and is paying out really, really well. And I have a slide that talks about this in a bit. But anyway, psychologically, that's what they did to anybody going short. And I have a slide that talks about this as well. There were other factors at play too. Like I said, you got to freak everybody out. You have to make people think the only way to go is long before you efficient.
So this wasn't enough money for him. He didn't trade. He trades the same size in every trade. I get the feeling that because you see he made money here. And this is the kind of other stupidity with this guy. His position sizing is the same on every trade. Well, see, I made some money there, but I only allocate 10% of my account to the stock trading that I do. And if I don't get a signal, and I get a signal, and like I finally made some money here, but I really should have. What? How does this guy work at a prop firm? It's just phone in a trade every month. Well, I work for the prop firm. Do 3 trades a month with them. Who knows? Would you want this guy in your trading team? He can't think for himself. He's swayed by, well, contrarians, and what are they saying? And, oh, God, they're tricking me again with this fake bull run. Dude, I would trade fake bear and bull runs all day long. I'm making money. Who cares?
Officially take this down.
Officially.
Everybody has their theories on the virus. Did it come from a bat? Was it man-made? Let's keep those theories out of my comment section, will you? There's like literally thousands.
Yeah, would you? Come on, man. This is about bad trading.
Of other videos you can put that crap on. But let's just say they knew about it because...
You mean like batshit crazy?
This bubble just gets bigger and bigger. You need a pin to prick the bubble. This was a prediction I got wrong. I said in a video. It's like, if I'm going to guess, the pin that pricks the bubble, it has to be something big. There has to be a catalyst for a move down. I'm going to say it's an attack on American soil. So I missed it. It was actually a pandemic.
You would think something stupid like that. Attack on American soil. How come it wasn't the financial crisis? How come it wasn't the LIBOR rates? How come it wasn't the discount window being loaded so heavily before the sell-off? Why wasn't it stuff like that? Why wasn't it the bond market was fragile? Why wasn't that? Well, I can't think of everything.
I wasn't even thinking of that. But it happens. And now, everything's going short, and maybe kind of right about here. You got people like Warren Buffett and even my guy, Ray Dalio, and all of CNBC saying, what a good time to buy the dip.
My guy, Ray Dalio. So yeah, you could have waited a week and bought at the end of the week, and you could have buy here, and you would have scalped here. There's a scalp there. I'm talking about buying all the way down here. You see this wick here, so let me show you how what really happened there. I don't know if this guy's really aware of reality, but I know it's tough. But yeah, here's the DAX, same story. So we got a daily chart here. Yeah, you could have bought this, and maybe you put a stop in for God's sakes. But you could have bought here at the end of the month. You got a nice dead cat bounce. Here's a nice counter trend trade, and here's a great. You've already made it back to almost, I would say, the floor of that wick, right? So the people that bought this heavy day down. Now notice this is the biggest day down. It's a big day down. This brings in a lot of buying, and it's taken out this new low. Heavy buying, heavy buying, heavy buying. 3 buys. How'd those trades work out? Everyone's a winner. Hello? Wait a minute. What are you talking? Yeah, but who's got to stop that wide? Precisely. That is the whole fucking point. It's a lot of work. You got to get in. You'd have to get in there with a wide stop, a tight stop, and a little bit tighter stop, but not this tight that you're going to be so tight. Yeah, because look at this setup coming into it on the daily. You could have traded a stupid-ass breakout strategy there. Are your targets down here? Probably not. If you wrote a trade plan that's a static trade plan, you're going to get in here, you're going to scalp out. You're done 2 days, you just made X. Here you get in, you're in and out. Why? This guy's talking like, yeah, I got in here, bought the ranch, and we rode it all the way down. You know what? What if we take out this high by next year? This time next year, you're taking out these highs. What are you going to say? Well, you don't. Who knew that? Nobody knows, dumb shit. That's why you need a static trade plan with static risk. You can't sit there and do these harebrained, well, but I'll go so good. I'm going to load the wagon on it. You're kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Here's the Dow Jones monthly chart. Look where we're at. Look what just happened. We ricocheted off this structure. We filled this whole hole, and we're sitting on that trend line. It's like that wick never happened to the trend line close. Everything below here, people gobbled it and dumped it. That is an exquisite scalp, and yes, that happens. If you're prepared to buy below here and capture that, if you're prepared, you're not afraid of this top. You don't think it's going to go to new highs. This is the monthly view of his chart. Then he says, in 2008, oh yeah, you could just go along in 2008, and there's like no, or whatever. So here's the 2008 in context. Here we go, up, right? Another fake bull market. Yeah, but I wonder what the cause of this sell-off is here. Why is this going down so hard? Because it took out this low, took out that low, and it took out this low. Remember, this is the tech wreck. This is a serious bull market. We will probably take this out in a couple years. And the scalpers are already out of this thing. His view is Trump was elected here. This is a fake bull market. His framing is so retarded. He's taken a weekly chart and said, oh, that's a fake bull market. No, dude, you know what that really is? That's what we call volatility. Even this is not a volatile sell-off. This psycho shit is because when they trim these wicks, the scalpers, this is a monthly chart, cash in, buy new lows, ride it up. People are cashing out. The scalpers dump at this floor, and they dump into this floor. And there's sellers above here. Now, this is what the same pattern happened here, and this is when I said, and I said it 4 years ago, once we take this out, good luck selling that. They're going to rip the bears' faces off because this is history being made. So is this, actually. This top become a bottom here. We take off, and this is a serious, well, stocks are inherently bullish because they make shit. And the dividends, and oh my God, and people just, this is the biggest buy. The biggest buy, and if you had penny limits in here, people say, I can't believe you got limits down here. That's crazy. buying Boeing at 95, 98 bucks. Yeah. Look at Boeing. Look at this thing. Wow. All the way back to this big down candle. Just ricocheted off that. Now I would put buy limits in. Now that's a nice $100 bounce. Now I'm saying put buy limits in here, buy limits in there, buy limits. They don't fill you. I put buy limits at 80 bucks. They're going to stop making planes, dude. Everybody lost their mind. Even the goobers and the financiers, apparently, they sold in it to manipulate you. Whatever. We don't know what the fuck. If you really want to think that the market's out to get you, let's not forget the EMAX, the MAX planes were crashing here, right? This big sell-off was, this could have been the crash, right? This is the weekly chart. So this is the, their planes are blowing up in the sky, but it's ranging. People are range trading the shit out of that. Once you take out this low on Boeing, people are like, uh-oh, okay, triggers, stops, whatever. It's fueling that down. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks down. A gap opened on Monday, down heavy. People buy it, they dump. Okay, we could still retest. You know what? We don't have to. We can come back to the 618 and just keep drifting up and up and up and just dilly-dally and then finally or fiddle like Trump, and then it's going to take off and go up. What else? S&P 500. I'm just using a bar chart here, but here is the weekly S&P 500. I suspect there will be sellers here. This is the big support floor. We've almost made it back to there. And I would put buy limits here all the way down and from here all the way down. It just makes common sense. A little too common. I say it's common sense is uncommon. There is the weekly. Here's the daily. This is just a bar chart. So see how this has triggered the entry here. The buyers come in. They trade it to this bottom. They dump. So-called trend resumes. Gap opens. Plunge-ola. Serious volatility not available for breakout traders because they're looking for stuff like this to break out of the daily, So you would just step aside if you don't have a trade plan for that. Step aside. Where's Clara Peller when we need her? Where's that mad cow disease, please? Anybody having that left over in the fridge? Break out that mad cow. I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm getting a hankering for some. I'm over this Corona. It's just the fact that people stop buying Corona beer says enough. You need to know. That should explain everything. Okay, back to total nonsense bear market. My graphics are slow. All right. Continue, dear
right
sir.
Before, many times. Now, all these people who you respect financially, and I don't know why you respect anybody on CNBC, but all these people are coming out and saying, buy the dip. And this could be like the climax of a happy movie. The market said, no, we actually see what's going on here. We think you're acting in self-interest, and we're going to save our own skin. And the market went further down. And then the government says, oh, hey, we're going to do what we did here to make the market go up. We're going to put more stimulus in the market, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it really big, just for you, so we can save your accounts, so we can make the market go back up. It's worked every time we did it. Get on board. So you saw a bit of a retracement. People got excited, but then back down again. Then a few more times the Fed did this, and the number just got bigger and bigger. But then they started doing it, and the market's like, didn't you hear us before? We said no. We're not buying into this shit anymore. It's every man for himself. And as soon as that stimulus would pass, things would go rocketing back down. So I thought that was kind of funny because the dirty little tricks that made it go like this and made all of this not real.
The dirty little tricks. Oh my God. So that's all you need to know about this guy. He's completely out of his mind. Dirty little tricks.
All those chickens are finally coming home to roost. And why do I think it's going lower? Well, I think there's some positivity because there just has to be, because these people who benefit from everyone else going long and buying stocks still think they can convince you. Maybe that's a reason. But I don't think anybody's talked about all those little...
They're going to trick you again. I'm telling you, son, you ain't going to get away from their trickery. There used to be this lady that called this talk show in town, and she'd call up and say, it's just, instead of trigonometry, she said, trigonometry. That's what it is, trigonometry.
Stimulus moves that came in on the way down that cost, what is it, trillions of dollars now? I don't think they understand how much damage that does to the economy long term. They're doing lots of damage.
Do we really give a fuck at this point, dude? We've been on the fucking Federal Reserve. We've had fractional reserve banking that went from 10% to 5%. We got Bitcoin. Who gives a fuck? Let's get rid of the corona so we can get our brothel, what is it? One of those prop brothel houses going. Propel. It's a propel. It's a brothel prop house. It's a propel. Brothel.
All the way through the run up. We just hadn't seen it yet. And I think we're just beginning to see it. And we're not even taking into account all the times they did it here. I think they have done...
and that irreversible damage. Another utopian butt fuck. This guy is just so utopian, like depressing. I love it. Every time I watch this video, I think, I must be in a very small handful of people that aren't fucking retarded.
Irreparable damage to the economy. And I think it's going down further.
It's unprecedented. No, it's not. You're just seeing it on the grand scale of instant flash crash. They call it a knee-jerk reaction.
Many dominoes to fall, not least of which is bonds. And then the fallout.
It's all going to fall and buy gold. And yeah. So let me ask the gold bugs, did anybody liquidate their gold? I mean, I don't think so. The shit just didn't hit the fan hard enough, didn't fly back at you. You didn't get any, how's the guy on the ventilator feel about all the gold he stacked? Should have bought more. He should have got more call girls. He should have called the service more often. I was in New York years ago when I was in the hotel room and I looked through the yellow pages. Oh my God, there's some escort services available. How about like 80 pages? I'm like, what's going on in this town? Well, I can't believe these people have corona they're passing around.
Out of all these businesses being closed and nobody's spending money, I don't think we have yet to see anything like this or what the ramifications will be, or how damaged some of these companies that mismanage their money. What's going to happen to them?
It's capitalism, dumb fuck. You're supposed to go out of business. The people that mismanage is Darwin kicking in. Just like all these people. Dude, you're 90 years old. You got the flu. You died. I can't believe it.
You're going to get bailed out by a government that has no money? How are you going to do that? Print more?
Yeah. Hello. How do you think you start a business in this? Dude, who owns their home? You got a mortgage, dumb shit. I think it's going to rent an apartment, but you can't afford that apartment building. That's why you have a little area you're renting. You ain't got the money. You don't got the tools to build your own structure like that. Of course you're living at the behest of a bunch of rich people. I guess he resents the fact that rich people make it so he can live in Procter & Gamble, and all these people are stepping in. So cute watching Procter & Gamble. We brought you... So the lady from Hanes gets up there. We built parachutes for the military. And we made some tighty-whities. And by the way, we can make masks. We can do it.
We already know that's a bad idea. We're finally learning that. So I'm not super optimistic about what's to come. But
no surprise there. Oh, God.
But the whole purpose of me going on and on about this the way I have is I just want you to see the signs going forward. And I think if you have a good example to follow, and we will always have this example, I think you can point back to it later. When you see a market that's going up for no reason, and it doesn't seem right to you, your gut's probably not wrong. You just need to know how to see the signs, and you need to know what to do. So let's talk about...
That's true. Now, look at this move here. Now, there's so much on this chart. I could talk for hours on days on this chart. This move, another trickery move. Yeah, you notice the kind of small range drift? What's going on underneath here? Kaboosh. And then to take out that last stop. I'll put my stop back here. Grandpa says I got a wide stop on that. We bought here. I'm telling you, Hank next door knows all about this shit. Yeah, he might be a trader. He don't know finance. We bought here. We put a stop in. And God damn it, they stopped us out. I tell you, Jed, we had so much money in that trade. And my wife even put a lien on her bicycle. I bought her one of those Specialized bicycles. $2,000 bicycle I bought my wife. Put a lien on it. We went hog long here. We put the stop in. Stopped us out. Had to buy her a Schwinn. She still never forgive me for it. Get dirty looks every time at breakfast.
About what to do. So I don't like to make predictions. Those of you who've been with me for a while know that I don't make too many. I don't think it's a very smart thing to do. I think there are people out there that just want to find a prediction you've made.
Once again, one trick pony trading. Make a prediction. Get on that trade. Put a stop in. You're wrong. You lost. Who's trading one position? Amateurs. The blind leading the blind here again.
And screenshot it and save it for later and try to show you what a fool you are, even though you get most of them right. You know, there's people out there who are just like that.
You get it right. It's not right or wrong. It's like, how much skin is in that one trade? How much skin you got in that trade?
So if I'm going to put my neck out there and make predictions, I am usually going to be really sure about it. And like I said, I've been on a roll for a while.
It's always a good idea to be very certain when you're predicting the market because you don't want to be wrong. Is he afraid of being wrong? I'm not. Because that's why I'm not committing my whole account to one trade. And this guy is the same guy. Oh, if you get a signal on the British pound against the yen and one against the Australian dollar, one against the dollar, just take one. Don't take them all. And then you're just duplicating your mistake. Wait a minute. I thought you made a good decision. Well, if they're all giving you signals, why'd you take them all? Well, because it's just too much, that's too much exposure. Well, then reduce the size of the trade. Huh? What? What are you kidding me? Dude, I take the best out of 3. Now get out of my way.
I should probably stop. I probably shouldn't even make predictions in this video, even though I'm going to anyway. But I can only give myself a very small partial credit for this. All right. Here is how I do it. And here is how going forward, I suggest you educate yourself so you can be.
This is how we do it.
Proactive too. This is how I do it.
Gosh, so, I guess if I say that just with the right pitch, they're going to copyright me. Did you say? I did not say that.
I'm a contrarian. I want to be a contrarian because I don't want to be part of the 99%. Okay. So I find contrarian voices out there online. I find their podcast, their YouTube channel, their blog, whatever.
Who's going to follow the contrarians? This is like, did you ever have sex and you get the rhythm wrong and you're like, I think I'm getting hurt on this one? Yeah, because if you're going to buck the wave of the contrarian, are you contrarian to the contrarian to the contrarian? Yeah, that's the trick, see. Turns out they're right after all. That fake bull market made so much, it's just not right what you did there. Son, you made you made a very unnatural, unkosher trade, in my opinion. I know that was a bull run. I know, but dude, it was fueled by low interest rates and manipulation. I looked up manipulation, and it says that's about like people moving the market up and down. I know that's the problem, see? You want to be the one moving the market up and down, and you'll tell them when it's okay. And you don't take these fake trades. Don't get tricked.
They have. Now, there are contrarians out there that are all crazy pants and conspiracy-like, and they still make some pretty good points, but I don't feel like they're coming from a place of objectivity and like really objective thought where they're trying to weigh out both sides, because it's hard to find unbiased voices anyway, but at least stay away from the people on the fringe. That's kind of always been my method, and I want to find the ones that are making sense. And they're actually bringing logic and numbers and history and examples and analysis and putting it all together in a way that just makes.
And we've seen their determinations, how the dollar's going to go down, and all of these harebrained. I can't believe they're wrong. That's why they call them experts and not perts.
Sense to me. So I find out who those people are, and then I follow them. But here's the key.
And I just follow them. I just follow them.
Don't stop there. You also follow who they follow. And again, this is almost impossible to do.
You follow who they follow. Anybody see a problem with this? Well, what I did was I front run the follow. I found out who he's following, and I followed him first, and I got on the trade because I'm afraid of missing out. That's why I follow the guy that follows the guy that I follow, because I'm afraid of missing out. Isn't that fear of missing out? Find intelligent contrarian voices. I like moronic goobers sometimes. You know what? The goobers get it right. I make fun of this guy's trades, but if he's going to get in on a very filtered select criteria and take 3 winning trades a year, fantastic. And his goober following can follow him to the end of the earth. I'm just saying, for me, and it's all about me, this guy just irritates the shit out of me.
If you don't have Twitter. But when you follow who these other people follow, they tend to all think similar, but they often have different approaches and different angles and some, different thoughts, which you need. You need a collective of thoughts, or else you're just getting, like a monoculture, you're just getting one angle. And what can happen is...
So you don't want to think for yourself, people. Follow them, follow who they follow, and follow who they follow. Find out where they were born. Find out what they eat for dinner. I mean, there are people that literally say, like, you'll see these traders that are really astounding. And I've been to many a seminar, and the traders ask people, these winning traders, like, so what do you eat for breakfast? As if they ate the same thing for breakfast and they played the Eric Clapton model guitar, somehow they would sound fucking amazing. Maybe not.
Is you can just become a mouthpiece for somebody else. You're just going to regurgitate what somebody else is saying. And I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you follow all these people.
Why not? You're doing it. It's a bear market.
Use your own brain to filter out the good from the bad, and then take what you've learned and then go do even further research on.
No, just use your own brain. Just use your own brain. Sit in a room and say, I've got $10,000 or I've got $1,000. How can I make money? Because you're going to have to say, well, right now is the Asian session, or right now is London. I don't have a trade plan. I don't have any tickets in the market. I don't really have a clue. And do I need the money? And should I even be doing this? I mean, there's so much going on that it's so complicated. Or they say the hardest thing to do is sit in a room by yourself with nothing on and just being alone with your thoughts. I mean, I can't do it. I have to have the radio on, or the YouTube's got to be on, or even just road noise or something. If it's too quiet, now you're kind of like in this feedback loop. You go, oh God, I'm thinking about like time stands still. It's almost undoable for some people to sit in a room for an hour doing nothing. I guess I call it meditation. But this is when you have to kind of face the reality. You can't get around risk. If you're going to be rewarded, you'd have to risk something. How much is it going to be? How often are you going to risk it? And how much is the risk in dollars? And you have to start from this core point of, is that doable? Will I be awake for that? Can I place orders in and walk away, come home and see if they're what happened? Can I monitor them from the coffee shop or from work or from while I'm cheating on my wife? Am I able to check in and watch for rogue waves with a glass of wine? Now, the guy that with the rogue wave guy, everything was great, but everybody was in that trade. He had his investors in it. He was biased. He had no hedge. He had nothing, no stop on that trade, and he just went naked. He just naked traded that. I mean, that is dangerous, risky, fragile.
on those topics. This seems like a lot, but with the internet, it's really easy. And like, I don't spend a
With the internet, it's really easy. Wow. And then you go to these guys' Twitter thing, and you're like, huh, I'm going to follow this guy called, oh, God, I forgot his name. The ICT guy. Because look at that picture. He's in front of the fireplace. He must be one of them rich guys. I'm going to follow him. He's rich. Right now,
a lot of time on it. I kind of nerd out on stuff, so I like it, and so I research.
Right now, if you're not coughing up a COVID-19 phlegm cough droplet, then you just won the lottery.
The stuff anyway, and I am a semi-public figure in the niche financial world. So if I'm going to put anything,
niche is a very fancy. I think it's French for niche, like slash. Since I'm kind of an up-and-coming goober, and I'm going to write a book, and like the guy that wrote the book that had the Rogue Wave, tidal wave
thing out there, I got to be pretty educated about it. I can't just barf out an opinion. It's got to be well researched.
I can barf out more opinions than you even fucking have thoughts in your head, bozo.
But that's good, because a good, well-researched opinion
look at this guy's recipe for gooberism. Okay, a good balanced diet, and I get about 9 hours of sleep. An hour past, Dude, I can't sleep for more than 3 hours. I wake up, I'm like, are we still here? The fuck? When's the tank's going to come down the road? We're from the government. We're here to help you. I'm okay. I was in the middle of a scalp, you fuckers. Get that goddamn hazmat shit out of here. Can't you see I'm in the middle of a trade?
Began with a group of very smart people. Turns out to be a pretty damn good prediction that I can put my money behind, and I can put my opinion.
You mean like the guys doing the projection on the coronavirus, 1 million people in the United States die? Come on, dude. They already got a fucking cure for it, you dumb shit. I mean, it's just incredible. The goober, okay, goobers have been breeding. We have gooberitis. We have an Darwin's going to clean them out, though. Trust and believe.
Opinion behind, and I can put my actions behind. And I stress
actions. He's going to stress actions.
Because after you make this prediction, you got to do something about it.
You got to get in there and pull the trigger. Boy, you made that prediction. I want you to stand behind it. You made your bet. You're going to lie in it. I'm going to make you trade your whole account on this trade now, son. You're going to ride that out. I don't give a fuck if it takes 3 years for you to be right about that trade. You're going to be right. Or you ain't going to be in our club. And you ain't going to be in no nonsense talking about no... You know what? We don't allow those people in no nonsense Forex. How did this guy do it? 10,000 people, I think, signed up for the Discord.
A lot of people just want to talk. They don't want to pull the trigger. Because pulling the trigger takes balls. You got to have
takes balls. Big balls, son. Now get out there. We'll get you some testosterone. We'll get you some juice at the gym. We're going to get you out there trading, son. You'll be a good trader. You could be a big rooster.
Behind your prediction. When it comes to money, when it comes to long-term money, you simply cannot afford not to. All right. So some of the people I follow, you can find a lot of them in those videos I talked about earlier.
According to Alex Jones, the coronavirus, it eats your balls. So you don't want to get sick when you're doing this, when you pull the trigger on this trade. I'm just saying.
Somebody who I'm following right now, and many of you probably are too, but I think there's quite a lot of you out there that don't even know who this guy is. But Chris Martenson of Peak Prosperity.
This guy.
The reason I was so far ahead on the virus.
X22 guy wasn't available.
I think it was the Macro Voices podcast that introduced me to this guy. And he has been not only super early, but right about almost everything. This guy's just right at every turn. When the world was wrong, this guy was right. Like, if you want to stay on top of what's really going on in the virus, it's a little scary. It's a little kind of doomsday-ish.
A little scary.
If you want to be 3 weeks late to this, you can get your news from mainstream media. If you want to
because the he's full of shit with all the hype as fuck. This guy, Bull Pony's brother.
Like 5 weeks late to this, you can wait till the president speaks. But if you want to be on top of this, Peak Prosperity is this guy's channel. His name is Chris Martenson.
I do like to be on top, unless, especially if she's a big girl. I do like to be on top.
Martenson, and his videos are great. No surprise, he has gotten demonetized.
They're great. Like Tony the Tiger says.
So I'm going to donate to him.
He's going to donate to this guy.
because I owe this guy a lot. He's put in the work. He's crunched
He crunched the numbers. Yeah. Oh my God, Bull Pony's brother.
the right numbers, and he might be wrong in the future. I don't know, but he's been right almost every single step of the way. And
It's always like that. Every time I bet on that horse, he always wins, and I'm like, fuck the time I bet. Can't you see they're manipulating them horses? That's like with the blinders on them. They got some hot horse in the audience, right in his line of sight.
that, and I want to pass this on to you as well. Now on the financial side, here's a little kind of a lesson here in what not to do. So you guys know I like the Peter Schiff Show. I like it a lot. I listen to the podcast.
Peter, the blowing up his bomb behind him. This is the most unflattering photo. This is like Applewhite, right? What is it? Heaven's Gate.
Every time it comes out, he is cranking out the podcast now because all of the stuff he said is going to happen has
It's Doe. T died. It's Doe.
finally happened. Now, a lot of people don't like Peter Schiff, and a lot of people dismiss him. I think it's a huge mistake. And let me kind of take you
I think it's a huge mistake.
through why I think this is. First, all the crypto people hate him because he doesn't like crypto. Okay, fine. But they won't even listen to him at all as a result. So also anytime, so he also, I forgot about this, he also has a gold product to sell you. And he runs a mutual fund that is very heavy into gold, things like that, and gold miners. So people will automatically discount him there and just say, I'm not even listening to this guy. He's got ulterior motives. Then anytime he tries to make a short-term prediction about when something is going to happen, he misses almost every time. And so it's for all these reasons. People think it is not a good idea to listen to the Peter Schiff Show. It is a great idea, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's not about those things. It's about the one thing I believe this man does better than anybody on earth. He is able to take things that are going on right now and explain how they apply to the market and how they are going to affect the market eventually down the road. How far down the road? We don't know. It's not about...
Well, that's kind of like I only got a few more years on Earth to... 30 years later, you're right about that trade. I stayed in it. We mortgaged our home, and I told you about my wife's bicycle.
about that. Just know that they are. And if you know that they are, you can plan ahead for this, even if you're a little bit early like I was. On the blog for episode 12 of the podcast, I also said that, if he gets into social commentary, he usually goes off the rails and it gets really silly. But actually,
That's the best part, dumb shit. And his dad went to jail for going up against the Fed and writing a book that said how to not pay your taxes. So the book was correct. And then the judge said, we'll let you out of jail if you don't reprint the book. He reprinted it. His dad died in jail. The guy's he's a libertarian patriot who moved to Costa Rica, I think. No, he moved to wherever that hurricane hit. Is it Costa Rica? I don't know. It's offshore. It's like the U.S. Puerto Rico, right? Puerto Rico. It's close. It's over there. And that's a U.S. territory, so it's kind of like this limbo zone that you can move to.
Actually doing a lot less of that now because there's so much to talk about. People are flooding into this guy's podcast. People who would not interview him before are now super excited to interview him because everything this guy said is coming true and they want to know what's going to happen next.
Wow. Tell us, oh holy, what Wizard of Oz, what's happened next? Man, I can't believe he can stand in front of that flame like that. His hair is not even... I used to put that much mousse on my hair. I think they'll mousse. I think it's like aerosol plastic sprayed on your head. That's when I had hair coming back like that. If you touched it, you cut yourself. It had so much mousse on there.
It's not always about the things they do wrong. If they do a bunch of things wrong, but they do one thing really, really, really right, it's to your benefit to pay attention to that one thing. There's a lot of people out there that really hate my...
Yeah, so here's the thing. Follow all these people. Pay attention to the... Not only do you have to pick the chart entry, but you have to pick that this time what they're saying is, oh, look at that. I think I'm going to go with this decision, this prediction. Man, this guy makes trading so much work. It seems easier, actually, just to go through the drudgery of putting orders in the market.
My approach to technical analysis, because it's a tough sell when the whole world has done things one way and I'm coming in and saying do it different. That's fine. But a lot of people who really hate me and my channels...
In technical analysis, okay, he's talking about me here. Wait, back up. I got to hear what he's going to say about me.
Are now super excited to interview him because everything this guy said is coming true and they want to know what's going to happen next. It's not always about the things they do wrong. If they do a bunch of things wrong, but they do one thing really, really, really right, it's to your benefit to pay attention to that one thing. There's a lot of people out there that really hate my approach to technical analysis because it's a tough sell. The whole world has done things one way, and I'm coming in and saying do it different. That's fine. But a lot of people who really hate me and my channels will still say, hey, the money management and trading psychology playlist is still pretty good and pretty useful, and I'm actually okay with that because.
Yeah, you should have stayed on that one, because this idea that you've got this algo that you're not going to reveal because it's so amazing and it might just stop the markets from trading. Why don't you just talk about what it feels like to be in a losing trade, and why don't you just show us, even if it's a demo trade, go, here's what I got in, here's what I'm thinking, this is that. I don't know, this kind of standing behind the blackboard and having this hokey, middle of the road goober fucking approach is just so sophomoric, and so we've all seen this shit. He really thinks he's the first guy, just like who the fuck is it? The trade block guy, ICT. Oh, nobody's going to show you what I'm going to show you. Come on, we've all seen it. Sam Seidel, supply and demand zones. Okay, well, liquidity, you call it what the fuck you want, dude. Vacuum. You can call it a fucking support and resistance. Doesn't matter. Market's open. Bitcoin's open all day long, all day, every day. If you got a Bitcoin trade plan, you need a different kind of stop. You got to add 2 zeros to the script. But yeah, you can trade Bitcoin all day long. Can you overtrade that? Can you undertrade that? Oh, fuck yeah. Can you do harebrained dumb shit trades? Oh, yeah. All day long. Can you have dumb shit indicators that you back tested? They look great on paper. You run them. They suck. Yeah.
Because those two things are so important. It's going to help anybody, no matter who you are or what tools you're using. But that's cool. That's the right approach. Coming onto my channel and seeing that I use indicators and saying, well, he uses indicators, this guy's stupid. Well, guess what? You didn't get to take advantage of all the wonderful things this channel has done for so many people. So let this be a lesson.
This guy gets praise, man. I guess he's keeping people out of the poorhouse from overtrade. I think he's the cure for overtrading. And just making trading like, oh boy, they're going to trick me again. I guess if you're easily manipulated by price action, yeah, you got to calm down. Taylor Swift says, you got to calm down. You need to just stop.
Go out and find good sources, but take an intelligent approach. All right, don't take a dismissive approach. Wrong way to go. And what I had learned, and what I didn't know before, but I learned really mostly from Peter, was exactly what we talked about before. How the Fed was putting all of this money into something, and it wasn't supposed to work, because when you do that, it should have dire consequences, like really bad. Like you're just completely devaluing the dollar when you do this. But it was still working. It was crazy. It didn't make any sense. It's like if you're playing Jenga.
Well, I think we can close on that. It didn't make any sense. It's no nonsense. So it didn't make any sense because you weren't trading it from the standpoint of just looking at price and going, I think I see what, I don't need the headlines. I don't need to go to Zero Hedge. Follow people. Find out who's following him. Find out who his birth parents are. Eat what he eats for breakfast. Anyways, I think you get my point. So, I couldn't resist criticizing this guy. I think it's more clear than ever. I finally get it. I was perplexed at first, but now, since the curtains have opened, and turns out that the Wizard of Oz is this guy behind the screen, and he's got this approach. Look at the people viewing this thing. Got 26,000 views on this. I'm one of the thumbs down, though. Now, who can resist looking at the comments? Not me. I can't comment. He blocked me. There's not one bad comment. He deletes all bad comments, I guarantee you. You sure you think that's he's manipulating the comments is what he's doing? I'll look at the most recent first. Sort comments by newest first, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Oh, God. Let's see. Thanks for your time, VP. Bourbon. Okay. That's right. He drinks bourbon. He talks about, I got my bourbon and I got into the fetal position. I rode out the storm. Take me with you. I'll work for free. Wow. Man, that's scary. You have stalkers like that. Nice to hear you again. Legend. He's a legend. Thank you. Love, love. Oh my God. I didn't know he had a gay fan club. The gay blades are coming out. That's what you used to call gay people, gay blades. Or non-breeders. Fatigue made me close my short too early. Fatigue, see, it's psychological. I fought hard for that short in the last run. 18 times less potential, something. I don't know. Cutting your losses is a game changer. Yeah, but which losses and for how long? And full spectrum trading. Oh, this looks like zero content. Let me guess. Wow, what a lofty name though. Full spectrum trading. Wah wah wah. No content. There you go. No videos. Anyways, that's my 2 cents.